Mr. Yadav, who has spoken right before me. I was hearing parts of the speech, and Mr. Ranade. In fact, it is a pleasure that this symposium has been organized, and it is the second national symposium which will involve the veterinarians in poultry. So far, my interaction in this sector has only been with the industry bodies. So it's very important, in fact, to have the veterinarians on board. I mean, just to get the context, this is really a big sector here in the country. We all know the importance of this sector. We all know how it has been growing. On the leaderboard situation in the world, we are the dairy of the world, first in milk production, second in egg production. We contribute about 18% of the egg production of the global poultry production comes from India. And needless to say that we are second as far as the egg production is concerned. I would also like to compliment and congratulate the industry, which has grown multi-dimensionally and in proportionate amounts without really the support of the government. Now the government has come up with several schemes which is focusing or aligning its own investment in the poultry sector, but I think IT sector, poultry sector are two which have really shown the way for public-private partnership, and more so the leadership having been taken from the private sector side. It was being discussed over here that in spite of a very little investment from the government, the output in the livestock sector is huge. So today we have the dairy industry, which is about 12 lakh crores per year. Similarly, the poultry industry is also around the tune of 2 to 3 lakh crore per year. So we all know how this is contributing to the economy in the rural areas, as well as ensuring protein sufficiency, or as we can say on the nutritional sufficiency part as well. It is important over here to mention that in India, the livestock farming is not just farming, it is also about, it is not only to be seen with the production side as a beneficial activity to certain industries or houses. It is a sustainable model of agriculture which is being talked about, especially in the livestock sector. The entire world is moving towards, bigger farms. The West had always tom-tommed the bigger farm sizes, wherein as far as poultry is concerned, about 200 to 300 animals would be average farm size. Similarly, in the poultry sector, we see that the farm sizes are much bigger. The commercial farms that we see are much, much bigger. In India, we have been taking steps for sustainability. We have taken steps to involve everybody from the rural areas, the small and marginal farmers as well. So the integration model of poultry has been unique, and it has supported the farmers and also the industries in a very big way. I see that my video has stopped. Am I still there with you all, or have I lost the connection?
We can hear you, ma'am. Please continue.
Oh, okay, thank you. Because the screen suddenly went dark over here. There are challenges, whereas we have been moving at a great speed. We are very positive in our growth, but there are challenges. And I think at this point in time, this symposium of veterinarians in poultry comes at a very, very right time, because the world is going through a phase of H5N1 attack, which is spreading from one country to the other. We keep hearing the news all the time. Poultry sector is very, very delicate sector, and I think Mr. Balram Yadav also mentioned that the vagaries of market are very well pronounced in this sector. We see a huge price variation in this sector. Eggs sometimes are hitting the roof, sometimes they are falling below. So there is a lot of at stake for the industry also. Now with the H5N1 variant spreading in several parts of the country, spreading in various countries, I think this is a time when we need to consolidate our efforts and our approach to containing the diseases. As this would be the single largest killer for the industry, or it will have a detrimental effect on the industry. I recently met with a group of scientists and some industry holders, some vaccine manufacturers. There has been, and it is very unfortunate, that for short term gain, there are some industries which are either importing spurious medicines or making spurious medicines, and the same is being administered. While the call for having vaccination approved might be okay, we will need to see this with its entire pros and cons, and which I have constituted a group is evaluating the whole thing. But to have spurious medicines to take control of the disease probably is not the right approach. In the longer run, it is only going to be far more detrimental or far more negative in its impact. I would also like to mention over here, and I think this is something very, very important. The veterinarians need to be involved in livestock farming or poultry farming in the country with a view to for disease control. I have met several veterinarians who are working with industrial houses, very smart people, they are very knowledgeable, but I guess this has to be a countrywide phenomena. In all parts of the country, we need to involve the veterinarians. And I think the veterinarians market is increasing. We have seen a huge surge as far as the veterinarians in the pet market are concerned, and it is becoming a very big business. Here also, I think there is a lot of scope. The veterinarians need to be number one, aligned to the recent developments. I would like to take this opportunity that inviting the attention of my officers who are probably present in this conference to hold constant refresher courses and to make the veterinarians aware of the disease onslaught, the kind of practices that can be used. Having said that, one of the things that needs to be mentioned upfront, and I would make a very urgent, pressing demand from the industry and all those who are involved in the poultry sector to follow the biosecurity measures. I know all of you who are in the industry would be much more aware of it. But having said that, I don't think we can miss this singular item of biosecurity measures, for which I think a lot of training is required. Any small lapse that happens is likely to affect a lot of business. In fact, now when I go to any animal farm or even the poultry side, I always am very skeptical about entering the poultry sheds because I do not know what kind of viruses am I carrying, how is it going to impact the health of the poultry over there. So I guess these are all things of good practice that have to be taken care of. Mr. Yadav was talking about the Thailand experience and experience of several other countries. There, the government and the industry rose to the occasion and saw to it that they were able to clear the disease in a definite time frame. I think this is a time when we all also need some joint action. We need to have a consolidated action plan. In fact, one of the agendas that I hold and monitor very closely is to have a poultry action plan recognized by OPA. This is a work in progress, and I'm sure the Animal Husbandry Commissioner would be taking this forward, because once we have a OPA endorsed action plan, we will also know the kind of steps that will be required to be taken to control the diseases. I think at this point in time, it is very, very important to be wary of the kind of diseases that are there. I would this is the right opportunity for us to bring in a lot of innovation, technological innovation, and some of the things have already been told by Mr. Yadav. So I shall not repeat. That was one of the points that I really wanted to highlight over here before all of you. That technology should be at the forefront of this industry as well. And I have been very impressed on my recent tour to Tamil Nadu. I was very impressed about the kind of technology which has come in. However, having said that, I think we need to have more and more environmentally controlled poultry farms so that the human intervention is reduced. And once we reduce the human intervention, we all know that we would also be reducing the disease incidence as well. A lot of innovation has to be done. The CPDOs that we have, I hesitate and also feel a little embarrassed to mention over here that some of the central poultry development organizations that we have are in a very dilapidated condition at the moment. And we are taking up a major recall of these poultry development organizations also. This will help also again acting as centers of training to the farmers. It was spoken about here that we should get out of the backyard poultry. I do understand it is important that for disease control, backyard poultry needs to be restrained. But seeing our own population spread the kind of interventions required for improving the economy in the rural areas, whether it is the right time and what can be done as a midway. In fact, aggregation and integration, as we see, has been very successful. We do have programs like the Animal Husbandry Infrastructure Development Fund, and for smaller farmers, we have the National Livestock Mission EDP programs. The AHIDF, I would say, has been supremely successful in this sector. I'm also very happy to say I do not have the figures right here in front of me of comparison with the Agriculture Infrastructure Fund. But I must say that the Animal Health Infrastructure Development Fund is so much better designed. There is no cap on the investments. Whereas in agriculture, it is restrained to 2 crores. Now there is no cap on the investment. We have only been seeing the return on investment and see the health of the balance sheet, etc., to fund the projects. With a mere 60 crores of rupees, a total investment of more than 13,000 crores has been leveraged through the HIDF in this sector itself, wherein a lot of modern units have been set, including the environmental friendly units, the meat processing units, and animal feed plants. So a lot of work has been done, but we have to reach out to many other parts of the country. For instance, Northeast continues to have a very small production of eggs. In fact, Assam has just about 20 eggs per day, 20 eggs production, in fact. So we need to concentrate in northeastern areas. There is a lot of scope over there. We recently held a northeastern conclave in Shillong, where we invited the private industry houses also and requested them to invest in northeast. So, and the governments of these states are also coming forth to help all of you invest in these areas. One of the other points that I would like to mention over here, and which is also extremely important, is that we will need to be competitive in the market, in the international market. So I have been trying to, Animal Husbandry Department as such does not really have the market promotion mandate. That is the mandate of the Commerce Ministry. However, on our own, we are trying to create friendships and relationships with markets where we can export our eggs. But time and again, and each of the countries, as you know, are being more protective, restrictive, and everybody wants to have their own markets very protected, which is bringing in a lot of restriction on our exports as well. However, there has been a headway in Russia and some of the GCC countries and some other countries. We would, in due course of time, like to invite the industry again, along with some of the embassies, and see what could be the potential of our exports. But at the base of it remains uh, the competitiveness. And when I say competitiveness, I know each one of you will look at the government for policies which can help in providing feed. Uh, Poultry feed has been the Achilles heel, I would say, and everybody has been very peeved about it. It is only with some inputs from your side and our efforts that now rice has also been diverted to ethanol, and that was essentially to reduce the pressure on maize, a little bit pressure on maize. The industry got to us at some point in time when the maize prices were skyrocketing, and they said if some broken rice could be made available for the industry, we did make an effort, but then the prices again over there were not very competitive. So this is something that we will have to keep on working upon. The other thing is about BDGs. A lot of ethanol is being produced, and as a result of which BDGs is also being produced. I was recently in the US, in fact, that is one of the reasons why I could not come, because I came back from the US last night itself, and today there were certain pressing meetings. I was just speaking to some people who accidentally were in the corn industry, and they said that the DDGS over there is a very good commodity being used. The entire value chain, maize, ethanol, DDGS, everything is being consumed and used over there for the poultry feed as well. So I think this is one of the, and I recently got a study done of 10 of the ethanol production units, and unlike the doubt that we have in our mind that this is all laden with moisture and has aflatoxin, it was found that dry milling is being done, and it is consumable as far as the poultry feed is concerned. I know it will only reduce a little bit of pressure, or it will just be about 5% addition, but however, it will be a substitute that is available to us. We are now looking at a cluster formation. So we've seen the success of the integration model. We've been entering into dialogues with the industry, and we are coming up with another aggregation model. More of FPOs to be formed, more of clusters.
So thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to be here with all of you. I welcome all the dignitaries on this stage, and Dr. Dhanda. I have also heard Mr. Yadav speak about Honorable Minister Mr. Michael Dhanda. Mr. Yadav, who has spoken right before me, I was hearing parts of his speech.